welcome back to another Tabletop Talk. Today I thought I'd take a few minutes to talk about getting in the mood. First off, a lot of these tabletop talks aren't meant to be an expert or all inclusive discussion, but basically discussion starters. So just some thoughts that I have as I'm playing the games and enjoying the hobby that I just want to share, and then hopefully you guys will jump in and add some thoughts and some things that would flesh it out and make it more interesting for everybody. So I've just been thinking about things that help me get in the mood, things that make the experience more enjoyable, that make me want to come over to the table and pull out the dice or open the computer and get started. So a couple things I was thinking about is first off is about when. For me, I don't do well with this when I'm tired. So like late at night, I know a lot of you guys will open up a game late at night, and for me, I find that I don't enjoy that as much. And the reason is because I really like to be focused when I'm playing. For me, the word immersion is really good and accurate as to what I like when I'm playing. So not only do I like to be focused on the game engine and the components, trying to pay attention to make sure I'm playing right, I also like to be focused on the action, what's going on, the imagination that's going on, as I'm imagining the different plays and players and things that are happening. I find that when I'm focused, I enjoy it more. And when I'm tired and not focused, it feels like it's kind of passing me by and that I'm not actually experiencing it, if that makes any sense. So for me, I enjoy it when my mind is fresh, when I've got energy, and so for me, that's kind of a big deal. If I don't have the brain power and the focus, I'm not going to enjoy it so much. Um, I also like it when I have the time. I like to, when I start a game, I like to be able to finish it. Now, of course, life happens, and sometimes you can't do that, and especially on the computer games, thank goodness for the save button. But I'd like to finish it, again, because of the immersion aspect. When I come back to it later, your brain isn't in the same spot, and you've forgotten some things. And so, and how many of us have started a game, think I'll squeeze in a game and it goes to extra innings or overtime. I mean, all of us has had that happen a lot. And so that frustrates me when I feel rushed. And so, again, I like to make sure that I'm not tired, make sure that I've got plenty of time to get the game in. Not to say that there haven't been times that I don't try to squeeze one in. I have. But generally speaking, I like to have the time to get it done, to take my time, and again, to be immersed in the experience. Um, where all of us have our happy space. I did a video of a tour of my space. If you haven't seen that, feel free to check it out. I won't go through all that again, but all of us need a place, I think, to play. And for me, this place I needs to be clean. I'm a little bit of an organization neat freak, and so if it's dusty and cluttered, I don't enjoy it as much. So I know, once a week or every other week I'll dust and straighten things up, and that actually energizes me to play, which is, I know, unusual, but it does. It's just like, okay, I'm ready to roll. And for me, it needs to be well lit. My eyes aren't what they used to be, and so I find that if I'm having to strain to see the cards or my score sheet or whatever, I don't enjoy it as much. So my area is surrounded by lamps. Unfortunately, down here in the basement, I don't have overhead lighting. One of these days, I'd like to get that, but as of now, I don't. And so, plenty of lighting, plenty of lamps, and so I can see what I'm doing. I like it to be, again, down here in the basement, it's kind of quiet and secluded, where I can not be distracted. I know a lot of guys like to play when they're watching other games or football, live games, and for me, I just can't do that. Uh, Again, I'm easily distracted. It's hard for me to focus on two things at once, and so I prefer, I don't have the YouTube on. I don't have, baseball on. I need it quiet and secluded, and so no distractions. That helps me again to be immersed into the game, and again, that's how I like to play. I mean, some people can play as usual. There's no right or wrong. It's just I wanted to share my thoughts on the matter and see what you guys thought about some of these things. Of course, we have the accoutrements, which is one of my favorite words. I've got my couple autographed baseballs, one by Eddie Matthews. The Milwaukee Braves are one of my favorite historical baseball teams. Alan Ashby, who I've shared in my tour video, that he was special in my '83 replay. The very first replay I did was Stratomatic, so I got an autograph card of him. I've got my dice tower with stickers I made from different games, the different baseball games that stuck on it. I have a Field of Dream. I don't think I showed this on my other video, but I got Field of Dream dirt. My wife got this for me for Christmas years ago. And so I got me some Field of Dream dirt, which is kind of my muse. My play mat is the Field of Dreams, which you guys have seen in my tour video. So again, I got different things that surround me that kind of help me get in the mood. I know I've seen a lot of the other YouTubers play space, and they've got banners and hats and jerseys and all kinds of things. I've got my replay gamer uniform on, my shirt, which I love. So again, all that stuff kind of adds to the experience. For some reason, to me, it feels a little nerdy, but I'm okay with that. It just helps you to get in the mood, and that's a lot of fun. It just makes it more enjoyable, and if you can do that, then why not? I also like to have, not to get too cheesy, but I like to have pictures of my family around. This is just a hobby, and so this being my happy space, where I do some other stuff besides gaming, I like to be reminded of what's important, and most all of us would agree with that. This is a secondary thing, a lot of fun, a lot of enjoyable, a great gift, but it's just a hobby. So I like to have pictures of the family around, and because that's really what's important. Favorite beverage, I when I'm doing the game on YouTube, I usually don't have a beverage because my coffee will get cold. So, but when I'm playing offline, it's actually the anticipation. You're brewing your coffee, and it's like, especially on a Saturday morning, and it's just like, I got time, and I got my coffee. You've been planning what you're going to play, and it's just like, all right, I'm ready to roll, and that's good times. As far as what, lately I've been doing some, experimenting with new games. There for a while I was very happy with Strat, and so because of YouTube and YouTubers, I started getting interested in other games. So some things that kind of help me get in the mood sometimes is a new game. That's always exciting, and there's a lot of choices to choose from, and most of us aren't able to get every game there is and don't have the time or the money to be able to do that. But, when you get a new game, that's always exciting. That always gets me in the mood. That always is, something you look forward to when you have some time where you can dive into that new game and learn it, the challenge, like I had mentioned in a previous video. And then, sometimes I find that what I call my old friend games like Strat, sometimes that will get me in the mood. If I haven't played Strat in a while, when you pull it out and, you have your old friend that you've spent hours with, it's kind of fun to revisit that, and that will help me get ready to play, get me excited about playing. And so, that's cool. Um, the game elements. For me, I find that I know I have done a lot of not ranting, a lot of raving about payoff pitch cards, and I find that that gets me in the mood when I start pulling out the cards, and the quality of those are just so great. It just gets me excited to play. And so not only the elements, the engine, if you've got a game that you're really excited about and it's fun, like I'm doing with my replay basketball, there's just something about that game engine and the excitement of digging into a sport that I don't know a lot about. That gets me in the mood. That gets me excited to play. Um, Something as silly as colored dice. I have different colored dice for teams and gray for away. And, so that, again, just the elements can, the replay baseball's computer game, the logos and the layout, it's just done so well that that just helps you to get immersed into it. It kind of draws you in. It kind of helps aid in your imagination. Not most of us don't like, like the EA Sports and all that, where it's all video and, hand-eye coordination, and the graphics on those are just great. But, there's something to be said about imagination. I think a lot of guys who like the cards and dice like it because it's their imagination. So, but, when you've got little things to aid in that, it just, to me, it really helps me to get into it, and it helps me to want to, get out the dice and my scorecard and get started, so. Another thing is that helps get in the mood is the community. We have a great community, and I know watching other guys play will help me want to play. I think I mentioned this in a previous video somewhere, but sometimes if I'm not terribly excited about playing, I'll watch somebody else play my favorite game, and then before long, I'm up and at the table ready to roll. Reading the Delphi forums, sometimes we're not in the mood because we're kind of stuck on a game. We're having trouble learning it, and it's not fun. We will find that if we start reading the forums or watching YouTube videos, and that gets kind of cleared up, then that can kind of overcome the hurdle. And then once you get over that hurdle, then it's like, oh yeah, this game's great. I'm ready to play. And a lot of helpful resources in the community to help us with things like that. So not only to learn the game that you might be having trouble with, but just to watch them play and to get you excited about it, And great, great community to help get, get you over those humps, to get you excited. And I find that that is very helpful to me to help me to get in the mood to want to play. So anyway, not a very in-depth conversation, but just some things that might be helpful. We all enjoy this hobby. I think we all get into funk sometime where it's just like, I just don't feel like doing it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Again, this is a secondary thing in life, but it's something that we enjoy enough that we've invested some money in and some time. We watch YouTube videos, so it's something important enough to us that it's something that I think that we want to feed feed the monster, to feed the habit, if you will, and it's a good habit. And so these are some things that just kind of, I've been thinking about that just help me, so if I'm not particularly excited about playing, but I want to be excited, there's times where you aren't excited and you don't want to be excited, and that's fine. Maybe things are going on in life, and you just realize that more important things need to be dealt with. But there are other times when you're really not excited, but you want to be excited, and so those are the times when things like this can kind of help you get out of the ditch and back on the road and having some fun with this. So, as usual, I really would appreciate any comments. There's a lot could be fleshed out on this. We all are different. We all have different things that will motivate us to play, that add to our experience. And I would really love to hear everybody else's thoughts on this. So, please feel free to share. I would enjoy it very much, and I appreciate it. I'll see you next time.